Paige, it didn't take you long. You got on the stat sheet first minute or so of the game, an offensive board and the putback. How did that feel, and how did you feel about your performance in total?
Yeah, I should have made the first one. Room to grow. You got to have a starting point, so you got to have a foundation to build on. We don't want to overreact to the loss, but we also know there's a lot of things we have to clean up and get better at. So just starting it off, starting this journey, and then continue to build on it the next day we practice.
What's the feeling of getting the first one out of the way? Just kind of relieved and moving on, or how do you feel about it?
That for Paige?
Yeah, I'm sorry for Paige.
Yeah, I mean the first one's always the hardest usually. Not to say that it won't get harder, but just being able to have a starting point, like I said, and then continue to build off that. And then there's no more questions about what is it going to be like for your first WNBA game. Now we can move on past that. But there's a long season, a lot of games, and so yeah, to get the first one under means that we got a lot more left to go.
Or what was it like for your first WNBA game then?
It was fun. It was competitive. They're a really, really good team, a championship level team, as we saw their finish last year. And again, like I said before, now we have a building block to continue to build off of. And I mean, we liked a lot of things and we disliked some things. So to continue to build on the things that we liked and clean up the things that we didn't, looking forward to that.
For Coach, with Collier, we all know she's a great player, but tonight, just what did you see from her?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason she's an MVP candidate. She's just tough in so many different ways. I mean, I thought she got off to a somewhat slow start, and then all of a sudden you look up and she's got what she has. So, does it with her motor, right? She just scores in a variety of ways, and just is an elite player. And it's you got to find ways. And luckily, what I'm looking forward to is we get to play them again in another day. So right away, it kind of feels like watch the film, make an adjustment, and see how you can improve right away against them. So looking forward to seeing them again really soon.
And then for DiJonai, just as a defensive anchor, what did you see from her on the court?
From her.
Yeah, from Collier.
I mean, she was comfortable. She was in space. She was able to kind of cut off the ball. Just she's a smart, savvy player. And Courtney is a great passer, so they play well together. So we have to, not allow them to be that comfortable and just be better more consistently.
I'm gonna feed off that same question, Ms. Collier. I know you're a great defender, you played with Baylor. And you played excellent defense. You all did in the first half. What changed in the second half that allowed them to take over the game like that in the second half?
Who's that for?
For you?
Ms. Collier.
DiJonai?
For me?
Carrington?
Carrington, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
My
like,
name's Carrington. I can't even say.
who that?
It's Carrington.
What changed? I think they made adjustments. I think that, it could be fatigue. I don't know. I gotta go watch the film too. I just think that they stepped it up a level and we stayed the same. And I mean, in this league, everyone's too good for that. So we just have to be more locked in, more focused. We blew a lot of coverages and gave them a lot of open shots, honestly. We just we'll figure it out though. Like he says, never too high, never too low. But it's the first game, new team that have a lot of returners, and we're figuring it out. And I think we will. So I'm excited still.
Good job.
Hey, just to drill down a little bit further, a lot of times we hear players talk about the difference in speed as they go up a level. Was there something in that regard, or is there something else that you noticed that was maybe different from the collegiate game as you now take this step into the WNBA?
Yeah, I mean like the speed, like I've talked about before, shorter shot clock, so you're trying to get it across half court faster to get into more actions and to change sides of the floor. And then there's like a level of physicality, of course, that's leveled up a notch from college. And then just the size at positions, I would say, is a little bit different. The fours are a lot bigger than the fours I've had to guard in college, so all of those things combined. Shonda.
Coach, obviously, a lot of new faces, new staff. You guys have had practices in preseason games, but what did you think of the way kind of everything meshed and the newness meshed in the first game with some stakes?
Yeah, I think for us as well as a staff. Like it's a learning process. And so we're not going to be perfect early. We're going to learn and get better from it and how we can best support these players and put them in positions to be successful. But ultimately, I'm just encouraged. I like our group. I like our group of players. I love our staff. I like our camaraderie and just our general demeanor and work ethic. So I'm just encouraged that this group is going to learn and continue to improve and improve.
How did living no cap space coach Matty Seabers, and especially in that second quarter, got a lot of burn with the four starters in that way. Just interested, just what you saw from her. I thought she was productive on both sides of the ball. Just your takeaways from Maddie's game tonight.
Yeah, Maddie, I thought Maddie was Maddie. She was ready when her number was called, listened to some early foul trouble. She gets in there and she does what she does. She just plays relentless all the time. You can expect full out effort from her regardless of the score. And so she just, that energy we can all feed off of.
For coach, team seemed to play some of its best ball in battling back from adversity, both at the end of the first quarter, again at the very end of the second quarter. Couldn't quite put it together there at the end of the third quarter. What was the difference there? I mean, was that a learning moment for you guys?
Yeah, I thought we showed some resolve and had a couple good responses there in the first half, and then in the third, I don't know. I did think maybe it was a little fatigue. We looked a little tired in a stretch. I thought, once they got a little bit of distance, you saw us seated out, and we couldn't really recover from it. And so the slippage just continued, and we didn't have enough to really get it back under control. So again, it's a growth opportunity. It's a learning moment, and for all of us, for the combinations, for who's out there, like it's one game at a time. It'll improve.
All three of you are new to Dallas. Just from a personal standpoint, what has everything been like in the lead up to this game?
Go DiJonai first.
Normal, honestly. I mean, we're regardless of what city we're in, we're locked in, we're practicing, we're doing the things that we need to do to make sure our bodies are prepared and ready for the start of the season. So for me, it's been business as usual.
Yeah, like Nate talked about, really we just come to work, recover, go home, eat, shower, sleep. I've enjoyed the sun a little bit. Nate hasn't called me pale in a while, so I've gotten a little tan. I got to go
You need to
a-
get from here up.
I got to go to a playoff game, hockey game, so that was fun. But other than that, like you said, business as usual.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been everything. Just I'm taking it all in and just continuing to try to help this team and put them in positions. And again, talk about having joy with it all. So making sure we don't lose sight of that through the losses and the tougher moments.
Paige, in the second quarter, there was a moment where you ended up in the post defense against the piece that Val was called timeout. I know the timeout too, you had kind of a friendly chat at the free throw line as things got going again. Can you share anything on that chat? What was it like to kind of share the court with her, somebody who's been in the league a long time and done a lot, with your confidence?
Yeah, it's extremely fun to play against Fee. She's just the ultimate competitor, and she brings out the best in you because she's one of the best in the league, and we've had a relationship. We played together with USA Basketball, so to be on the other side and want to beat each other is fun as well. I think that's the ultimate sign of respect. And then just a good old UConn friendly chat. Time for a couple more.
This is me. Welcome to Texas.
Thank you.
Everybody talked about from college to the pros. Does your game translate? What do you think are the biggest difference between the college game and the professional game?
Like I've talked about before, pace, physicality. I think offensive and defensive, we had the offensive 3 seconds in the lane in college, but defensive 3 seconds in the lane changes things as well, defensively and how teams can pack the paint against you. But I think being able to get to my spot, I thought that happened. Shots just didn't go in tonight, but I can't control that. So control the controllables, and continue to lead and just try to get better every single day. And those things remain the same. So focusing on what we can control as a team, and trying to work to get better and not get discouraged, but get motivated.
Paige, just going back to the UConn ties, what was it like seeing KK? supporting you courtside?
Yeah, that's family, so it's great to have her here. I know the transition and me leaving was tough for both of us, and a lot of the people back at UConn. So for her to come and support, and still be connected, it means a lot.
And DiJonai, you talked about some of the areas that this team can improve on, but what are some of the areas that you liked from this game that you really want to bank on for the team moving forward?
I mean, you saw it in spurts. I think we did a great job of staying together. And even when we got down, like we were still talking to each other on the court, on the bench. And whenever we could huddle together, like one stop, we're still in it, 3 possessions, whatever. So I like that, especially from a young team, it's easy to kind of just start to go your own ways and think, I got to do it by myself or, throw in the towel, but we didn't do that. And I'm proud of us for that. Um, I think offensively, when we're moving the ball, it looks really good. When we change sides of the court, when we just play with pace, I think we're really hard to guard. Like, I think for a period of time, especially in that second quarter, we were getting the ball out quick, whether it was a make or a miss, and trying to run in transition. We have a lot of mismatches on the court when they have two smalls out there, and I think we did a good job of exploiting that. There's a lot of things to grow from, but I'm proud of, how we took this first step, and there's a lot that we can take from this to continue to build on.
This is for Coach Chris. I know I asked you this in practice all the time, but after your first, regular season game, how do you just assess the rotations that you made, and what did you see on the court?
Yeah, just again, I'm going to improve each and every day, and the feel is going to develop. But I mean, I liked our lineups. I liked people got opportunities. I thought Kyla gave fantastic minutes. I thought Ty, she's on a minutes restriction, but I thought she was really productive in her minutes. So we have lots of options and lots of really good players. And so the tough part as a coach is finding opportunities for everybody. And not everyone's going to be happy all the time. But I've got to figure out who works well together and push those right buttons and know that they're not always going to be happy with me. But ultimately, we've got to figure out what those lineups are and help them.
Also, just having Ty back, just talk about that. She wasn't.
Yeah, just Ty brings us another leader and just a sense of calm and organization. And I think too, it helps. We can move Paige a little off the ball at times, and Ty can take some of that, and so we can give her some different looks and just relieve some of that pressure. So, and then defensively, it gives us another really physical and high IQ defender she makes other people better more than anything, right? So anytime you get somebody like that back in the rotation, you're grateful.
Ari, go ahead on the Zoom.
Okay, real quick for each of you guys, how did you feel about the crowd tonight and their energy?
I thought they were great. They helped us shift momentum at times when we went on runs. And they tried to help us stay encouraged and motivated when we needed some of that as well. But it was a great turnout, and it was great to play in front of them.
Ditto. Shout out to them. Last one, Rob, go ahead.
Thank you. Rob Tianson from the Podium Finish. My question's for Paige. Paige, considering your journey and all the hard work to get to this point, how are you feeling right now, both about your performance tonight and the potential for yourself and the team to grow from tonight's game? And what does it mean to truly live your dream that so many may not get to experience?
Yeah, very motivated. You get to the point where you've reached your dreams and then you want to take off with it and see what you can do with it. Just getting to the dream is not enough. So continue to build on that. And like I talked about before, this is a starting foundation, and we'll get back at practice and continue to build off that the next day. Yes, thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks.